You are trying your hardest and still running out of money before the end of the month.
If you constantly find yourself with more month than money, maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe it's in your budget itself. Sometimes there might be a category that's going over that's causing it, and not your entire budget. So you don't have to rip up and throw away 30 days of work that you've done on that budget every month.
Budgeting in 2026 is not working like it was in previous years. Let me give you an example. For years and years, we started on January 1st knowing groceries are going to go up a little bit, utilities might go up a little bit, insurance might creep up a little bit. So we did what we always do. We decided to cut first. So we pulled some more frugal habits out of our bag of tricks and started using those, started tracking how that was working. It usually worked out just fine. And we wound up not having to really touch our budget at all. But when you have a stagnant budget that has been pretty much the same as it was since the pandemic, then you're going to discover that costs have gone up so much that it's no longer working the way it did and it's causing that friction.
Here's what we've seen so far in 2026. Many of the categories have gone up more than they did in the past. So this is throwing a real wrench into the budget.
First question you want to ask yourself is, do I need to raise this budget category? And the answer is not as straightforward as you might think.
The first thing we do is we pull out what we call the 90-day rule. And this is where we look over a budget category in terms of a length of 90 days. That gives it plenty of time to see whether it's really going up, or maybe we've just done some things here and there to cause the expenses to go up. Sometimes they go up a little bit, and the next month they might go down a little bit, and the next month they might stay the same. Well, if that's the case, you don't really need to adjust that category. It's doing just fine.
Here's what happens. You have a bad month. You overspend dramatically in one 30-day period, but your brain begins to categorize that budget area according to what that emotion is. You begin to think, oh, this is really, really bad. This is failing. I got to do something. I got to do it fast. But when you zoom out a little bit to that 90 days, to that one quarter, almost always we have found it's not nearly as bad a picture as we personally have painted it. But here's the caveat. If you have 3 months or more of frustration, 3 months in which you were consistently getting to the last 10 days of the month and thinking, this budget's just not going to stretch, or you have gone over for 90 days, then that is when you begin to look at adjusting the budget category. In fact, tracking those trends, that's one of the reasons that we created the Budget Systems Blueprint. It helps you spot the problems before they completely blow up your budget. The Budget Systems Blueprint is free when you join the wait list for the Frugal Finance Super PAC. The Super PAC only opens up twice a year. It's opening up again for 3 days in July. I'll make sure that I leave a link for the Budget Systems Blueprint so you can get signed up. It will be in the video description.
Before you increase a category, ask yourself this question: has it actually changed? This is where you need to look very careful at it and see where those numbers are going. For us, it was groceries. This was a budget category that worked for years just beautifully for us. We were on target every month with how much we spent and allowed for spending on groceries. But something did change that we hadn't counted on, and that was where we shopped at Kroger. They allowed for some of the grocery items that we were buying to be purchased at a discount, and they took that away. So we no longer had that discount to rely on for our budget. This caused us to have to spend more money. So what did we do? This is the key to how we fix the problem.
We gave ourselves more money in the grocery budget. But before I did that, I realized that for 3 months, I was doing exactly what I just said. Last 10 days of the month, I'm like, got $7 left for groceries. And I thought, why does this all of a sudden feel like it is so tight that it's just a burden? And it was anxiety provoking. every single month. After that 3 months, I looked at Larry and I said, we got to figure out what's going on. So we began to analyze our receipts. What were we buying? Kroger markdowns. We have balanced that $200 a month grocery budget on the back of Kroger markdowns for a really long time. Our favorite Kroger, this like the markdown section, I was like, ooh, it's like a ghost town.
It evaporated. Poof.
Every once in a while I'd go in and I'm like, yes, bingo. But those were few and far between. That's what was causing the friction. Before you raise that budget, you got to figure out what the friction points are. Now, as Larry mentioned, the solution was giving ourselves more money. But here's the next tip, and don't miss this. Adjust the budget by the least common amount that you need to. It's like finding the lowest common denominator in math. You're not going to give yourself $100. Could we have gone from $200 to $300? Yeah, we would have been like, whoa, no problem. But here's the problem with doing that. Your brain begins after that 30-day or 90-day period to interpret that $300 as the new level. You're not seeking the new minimum level. You've just given yourself a really good maximum boost level. And you will adjust your spending to $300, not, oh, I really don't need this $300, because your brain will think, yeah, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
So by raising it just $25, it's like a reverse stair step. One of the things we teach on this channel is how to stair step your way to any goal. So if you're reducing your grocery budget, you're going to reduce it by 10 to 20% the first month, then another 10%, then another 10%. When you stair step it down, you'll get a lot further toward figuring out what the amount is you really need to spend on groceries. This is the opposite. I'm raising it this, and when raising it, I use the reverse stair step. $25. Is that enough? Once again, 90 days. I'm giving myself not 1 month because it's felt so tight. I'm like, woo, I feel freedom. And I'm probably going to go over that first month. And you know what? I did. So now we're entering month number 3 and we're figuring out, is that $25 enough?
For us, that $25 was just enough breathing room to make us relax. We weren't stressed anymore. And it gave us some time to work on some new strategies. So we took that time out. We looked over the budget very carefully and what we needed to do at the grocery store, maybe purchase some different items instead of what we had been buying. And this helped us to get that budget category under control and save us from going over in our total budget. One of the things that Hope and I have said over and over on this channel is to plan and not panic. By planning, you have a system that you're going to put into effect that will keep you from getting stressed because things are falling apart and aren't working right.
Because when you make deliberate, data-driven decisions, you're far more likely to not hit that panic button. Now, what happens after the 90 days? You've adjusted. You have figured out just a little bit of an adjustment you're going to make. You give it that 90 days, you're tracking, figuring out how everything's working or not working. What do? You do the whole process all over again. It is rinse and repeat.
Yes.
You evaluate what worked, what didn't. What do we need to change? Do we need just a little bit more of a bump, or are we going to give it another 90 days at the same amount and make sure that what we have in place is really, truly working for us? This is one of the systems that we put in place years and years ago as far as budgeting and finances are concerned. And using this system on repeat is what has helped us to reach financial goals. And it's also helped us to figure out how to make our budget work and how to live within our means.
And the great benefit by raising the grocery budget by only $25, it's given us time to really look it over thoroughly and maybe decide that later on we can actually lower it back down to $200 a month where we had it in the first place.
And that really is the beauty of seeing your budget as a living, flexible system that's going to help you to not only live within your means, but also make plans for the future. Now, the next step in this whole process is to make sure once you have a plan in place that you are protecting that budget, especially as prices are rising. There are specific steps that we take to do that. There's a video all about it, and it's right over there.